Hi, it's Lucy here. Welcome back and a big hello if you're new here. Now, I was way too excited to wait, so I jumped straight into creating with this film strip die today, and honestly, I couldn't stop. I thought it was going to be too small, but once I got started, it was totally addictive. So in today's video, I'll be experimenting with loads of different PET stickers. They're so fun to work with it, and sharing a bunch of ideas along the way, and of course creating lots of cards too. So whether you're here for inspiration or just love crafty videos, I'm so glad you're here. And first up, as you can see, I'm starting with the Mandala PET tape. I've got a thin strip of white cardstock and I'm layering the stickers across it. And every now and then I'll place the film strip die over the top just to check that the die designs are sitting nicely in the little squares. And once the strip is all filled up, I'll run it through with the die. Then I'll also die cut the film strip with a piece of black cardstock so that I actually have the film strip. The easiest way I've found to remove all the tiny die cut pieces is to just brush your fingers up and down the film strip. That gets most of them out quickly. And then I go in with a die release pokey tool like this one to pop out any stubborn extra little bits that are still hanging on there. And then next I'm cutting a really thin strip of white cardstock, and this will be the base I glue everything down to. I want to keep it narrow so the white doesn't show through the little holes along the edges of the film strip. And with this first one, you will see a bit of white peeking through at the end, but honestly, the finished card still looks so lovely that I'm totally fine with it. And once I've lined up the card underneath the film strip, I just work in small sections, adding glue to a few of the little squares at a time, then popping the images in. I don't worry about keeping the stickers in the exact order from the sheet. It really doesn't matter for this look. And as I'm watching this back while chatting with you, I can't believe I didn't notice a couple of extra little dots that still needed popping out. I just had a look at the card now, and yep, there were two still there. I've popped them out now, but it's funny how you can totally miss little things like that when you're laser focused on another part of the project, isn't it? But how cute is it coming together? I just think they are so sweet. I can't wait to share all the different versions. Plus I have winners to share as well during this video, so stay tuned for that. I've die cut a piece of white card into a smaller rectangle to sit on the front of my card, and it has this lovely stitched border for that die, which I always love using. It just adds that bit of subtle interest, especially when there's a lot of white space showing. And to build up the background a bit, I'm using a couple of these green watercolor and rose gold stickers. They're so pretty and they tie in beautifully with the green tones in some of the little images inside the film strip. It really pulls everything together without being too busy, I think. Once I've found the best placement for the stickers, I go ahead and peel off the backing to stick them down. And the easiest way I've found to do this is to roll my thumb across the sticker, starting from the left side and gently rolling towards the right. These ones peel off really easily because the backings are a little thicker, which helps a lot. It's when the backing is really soft that things get fiddly, and that's not very often that you find those, but they do bend with the sticker then, and it makes it a bit trickier to separate. But all the stickers I'm using today are from Journalsay, and they've actually come out with a sticky mat now that's so helpful. It's only around $1.50, and honestly it really is a game changer if you ever struggle with peeling backings off stickers. It's such a handy little tool. Actually, I just skipped ahead, and in the next card I actually need to use the sticky mat, so you'll get to see it in action. It definitely comes in handy. And then I die cut my favourite birthday sentiment and its shadow. I cut both of them out twice to give a bit of extra dimension, then layered them together. And once the sentiment is glued onto the card, that's it, it's all finished. I think it's a really cool and different card design. What do you think? Do you like it? I really hope you enjoy these and want to see more designs. Next up, I couldn't resist using this gorgeous PET tape with watercolor and gold accents on it. It has a really thin backing, which makes it perfect for showing how the sticky mat works. So what I like to do is press the tape down firmly onto the mat first, and then use a pair of fine tweezers to lift off the stickers. It makes things much easier. And when I'm adding the tape to white cardstock, I try to leave some of the white showing through the transparent areas of the tape. It adds a little extra detail and makes those sections pop. And when I stick the little squares onto the film strip, I spread them out a bit so the ones with the white showing are nicely balanced across the whole piece. I decided to use this little booklet of yellow PET and washi stickers, and in the end I went with one of the PET images. I'll be honest, while I was putting this card together, I wasn't sure everything was going to work well together in the end. It felt a bit off at first, but surprisingly it turned out to be one of my favourites. So it's just a little reminder to keep going sometimes. Even if things don't look quite right at the start, you might end up loving it. As you can see here, I mounted the whole design onto black cardstock, and I happened to have a few leftover thin black frame rectangles from a background die. So it turns out they looked really nice with this layout. And then it was time to figure out where to place the blue film strip, and here's where I had problems. It just didn't look right at first, and sometimes I've just got to keep shifting things around until it clicks. And at one point it was starting to look a bit like a crossword puzzle, and that was not the look I was going for. But in the end I didn't use all the squares and I kept them nice and straight. I also added a happy birthday sentiment using its shadow die, and I think the gold really complements those yellow tones on the card. And then to help tie in the blue from the film strip, I finished it off with a few blue Nuvo drops, and then this card was done and I'm so happy with it. What do you think? Do you like the yellow and blue? On to the next cards, and with Mother's Day coming up, I thought it'd be fun to make a couple of cute cards that would be perfect for the occasion. And of course, if the girl stickers don't quite fit your style, you could easily swap them out for flowers or butterflies or something else in your stash. But I thought these would be really sweet, especially for a teen to give to their mum. And for these cards, I went with black highlights on one and soft light colours on the other, just to give two different looks. And they're super quick and easy to put together. And so while I'm creating, I'll share where everything's from, just in case you're interested. And all of my stickers, including the sticky mat and tweezers, are from Journalsay, and they've kindly given my viewers a special discount code. It's Lucy Patrick, all one word, for 8% off your order. Plus they offer free international shipping on orders over $29, which is a really lovely bonus. The film strip die and my trusty die release pokey tool are both from Uniquely Creative, and that's a wonderful Australian company I love supporting, and I'm on their design team. And the Mother's Day sentiment die, along with one of the other gorgeous birthday sentiment dies I've used, are from Scrap Diva Designs. They're in the US, and I've got a 10% discount code, also Lucy Patrick, one word, for their shop as well. And they have so many great dies to check out too. And as always, I'll have all the information and the discount codes that you need and links for every product I've used, and that'll all be in the description box below so you can find everything easily. I'll share a screenshot at the end of this video on how to open up that box. To finish off these cards, I've just added a few Nuvo drops for a little extra shine. And of course you can easily use pearls, rhinestones, or even sequins instead. Whatever you have on hand works beautifully. The tiny flowers I used inside the film strip came from this set of 3 PET rolls. They're so delicate and perfectly sized for this kind of design. I also love that they're pre-cut around the tops of the flowers. It makes them super easy to work with, and it gives such a nice finish as well, rather than a straight edge on the top. Just a few extra ideas to share now, and of course more cards. I had this oddly shaped scrap of rose gold cardstock, so I decided to use it as a background element. I'm going to glue it down, making sure it covers the top left corner of my card. I'll leave it to dry before trimming it. And for this one, I'm making another Mother's Day card using some beautiful orange flowers this time from the PET sticker roll. They're all pre-cut, so no fussy cutting needed. I've also used this Mother's Day sentiment die again. I've never had one before, so I'm definitely making the most of it this year. And so once the glue is dry, I'll just trim off any overhanging bits. You can use a paper trimmer or long scissors for this, but I'm so used to using my knife and ruler. It's just the quickest method for me. And then to level things out, before adding my stitched rectangle piece in the center, I'm just gluing a little scrap of cardstock to the opposite side, and then I can layer on the decorated rectangle and finish it off with a few Nuvo drops. Onto this next card, and here's another little tip. Don't be afraid to cut up your elements to make them work. You can always hide any gaps underneath an embellishment, or like I've done here behind a large sentiment. It's such a handy trick for stretching your supplies. And these last two cards are a similar design, and I've made an extra one in lilac as well. There were actually two bonus cards I didn't create on camera today, so be sure to stick around until the end to see those. And this last card is one I've made especially for my lovely niece. The circle element looked a little bare at first, so I added some doodled faux stitching around it. It really helps tie in with the other black accents on the card. And I've cut the film strip into 3 different lengths to add a bit of variety to the layout. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one who's done this, so I've kept it in to show how I fix it. I noticed I'd stuck the small rectangle down a bit wonky. It was just too much of an angle and I wasn't happy with it. Rather than starting over, I decided to trim around the decorated rectangle and pop it onto a new card base. It adds an extra layer underneath, which actually gives it a nice bit of dimension. And I'll hang on to the leftover white card for scraps or to die cut sentiments later. Nothing goes to waste this way. And now while we look at the 6 cards I made on camera and 2 bonus cards, I'll announce the 2 winners of the $50 Journalsay vouchers. A huge congratulations to Debbie Woodfield and Carolyn Event. Debbie and Carolyn, please get in touch with me at lovebypaper@gmail.com as soon as you hear this. If I don't hear from you within the next week or so, I'll need to redraw. I'll have my email address in the description box below for you. Now all the product links and discount codes and extra info are listed in the description box below. Just click on the word more to open it up and you'll see this on screen where to find it. Some of the links are affiliate links, which means I earn a small commission if you choose to buy something through them at no extra cost to you. It's a lovely way to support my channel and helps me keep bringing you more crafty content. So thank you if you do use them. And if you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe even share it with a crafty friend. I love reading all of your comments as well. You're all so kind and sweet. And I want to send a big thank you and a warm hug to Brenda L for your kind support recently. It really means a lot to me. And now here's the card that started my little film strip obsession. I made this one using the Journalsay magic box I shared in last week's video. I just loved how all the sunset scenes and images came together and it totally sent me on a bit of a card making blitz. I actually forgot to show this one in that video, so here it is now finally getting its moment. So let me know in the comments which one's your favourite. I always love hearing what you think. I'll add these cards to Instagram and Pinterest soon, and you can also find my social links at the bottom of the video description if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. And if you're after more inspiration or just enjoying a relaxing scroll through crafty videos, here's another one you might like to check out next. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you again really soon. I have more to come. Happy crafting and bye for now.